Hi, I'm Rayma.
And I'm Andrea.
And this is Mile High Murder. We are just slightly obsessed with true crime. We text each other when new missing persons cases are unfolding. We add each other to Facebook sleuth groups and definitely feel like we have solved the cases before anyone else. We aren't creepy, I promise.
I'm sorry. That was dumb.
It's fine. I'm just gonna laugh.
I'm ready. Sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Hey guys.
Hey.
We're so glad to be back. This is so much fun. We want to quickly tell you we are doing something so bomb.
We're super excited about this.
We're very excited and crazy nervous, like sweaty nervous.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be doing a live show.
Yeah, we are.
At a brewery, a local brewery to Northern Colorado. Mm-hmm. And we want you guys to be there. So,
oh my gosh, it's going to be so much fun.
You need to go follow us on Instagram at Mile High Murder Podcast. And we will be releasing some more info, where and when and all that fun stuff.
Yep.
But it should be happening sometime in July. So
yeah, we're working on all the details and ironing that stuff out. So just come have a beer and listen to us tell scary stories.
Maybe not that scary, but interesting stories.
Interesting stories. Yeah, we're not going to try to freak you out or anything.
No.
We'll try to keep it murder light.
Ish.
I mean, it is murder. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, let's get to the murder today.
Okay. Rima, I'm going to tell you a story today.
Okay. I'm ready for it.
I'm going to tell you 4 stories.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Are we hearing a story about a serial killer?
We are.
Oh, dang.
This is I guess, infamous. I don't know.
I don't know.
I never heard of him, actually. Anyway, this is the serial killer, Scott Lee Kimball, also known as Hannibal.
Whoa. I haven't heard of him either.
Gross? Stop.
It's gross.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard of him. So I'm excited to hear about this today.
No, I was actually surprised when I was researching this. I figured that this would be, go back further, but this all started in 2003.
Whoa. Okay. That's crazy.
So
I don't know how I have never heard of him.
And he's still been in the news, recently.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. But we'll get to that. Okay.
I can't wait.
Ann Emery was 24 years old when she left her home in Centennial on January 16th, 2003. And she told her parents that she was going with her friends to Mexico to go caving.
Oh.
To go...
She's adventurous.
Spelunking, I think it's called. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I've heard of it. I haven't done it.
No. That's going to be a hard pass for me. But 2 weeks later, her car was found abandoned in Moab, Utah with no trace of Leanne.
Wow.
Inside were her purse, cell phone, and her camping and spelunking equipment. That's a really fun word to say.
Yeah. What kind of equipment do you have for spelunking?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Probably I would need a Xanax.
A bunch of
inside.
Cords and stuff. Safety things.
You guys can let us know.
Yeah.
You spelunkers. So there were footprints outside of the car, but there was no sign of a struggle. So it appeared that she had left her car and then walked and got into another car.
Oh.
Voluntarily.
Yeah.
Leanne's dad, Howard Emery, tries to file a missing persons report, but it was actually denied because they figured she was a runaway due to her history.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. She had had some issues with drugs and it was just kind of a mess. And she had a colorful boyfriend.
Oh, no.
We'll get to him. So he actually starts investigating her previous month's activities and finds out that she never went to Mexico. She'd been writing bad checks and was running up her dad's credit card.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
How did it take him that long to figure that out?
I don't know. I don't think it took that long. I mean, just a credit card statement. You'd be like,
Yeah, exactly.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, that actually wasn't me.
Yep. He found that she had actually traveled to Wyoming, Oregon, Nevada, Washington, and then back to Colorado. And
she went to a lot of places.
She did. Yeah. He also finds emails and messages where she references someone named Hannibal.
Oh.
Yeah. Which that's not
weird.
what you want to see in your kid's email.
No.
So he finds that she had checked into a Super 8 in Grand Junction.
Yeah, of course she did.
Yep. Stayed 2 days and then checked out. And the following day is when her abandoned car is spotted 40 miles away. So a few days later, Howard sees that Leanne's credit card had actually been used in California. Whoa. And he's like, oh, thank God, she's alive. Yeah. You know, everything's okay. But then he sees the receipts and he knows that it's not his daughter's signature.
Oh, no. What were the receipts? Oh, there was signature. Okay. I get it. I thought I missed that part.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is where it gets so weird. 2 weeks later, her dad receives a letter from her boyfriend, Stephen Hawley, who is in federal prison for bank robbery.
Okay. Yeah.
But he says he's worried that he hasn't heard from Leanne in over a month and he thinks something's very wrong.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, if he thinks something's wrong.
I know, right? Okay. Well, there's a reason. So a couple months later, Howard goes to see Stephen in prison, where he's told that Leanne is in danger and that she is with a man named Scott Lee Kimball, who calls himself Hannibal. And he also says...
Don't hang out with a guy that calls himself Hannibal. Just don't do it.
Just a life lesson. If his nickname is Hannibal, run.
Yeah.
The boyfriend tells Howard to call the FBI immediately because this guy's a creep.
That's crazy.
So,
would the FBI even listen to that? Like, oh, a guy in jail told me.
Well,
we need to get you involved.
Kimball had been released on December 18th, 2002 to act as an FBI paid criminal informant.
No.
Yeah. After convincing the feds that his cellmate had asked him to kill a witness in a drug case. Yeah.
Okay, this is crazy.
I told you.
Yeah.
Bunkers. Okay. So Howard panics. He contacts the FBI in Denver, but they brush it off as like a wacky inmate just telling stories. And they also... he's their informant. So they're like, no, it's cool. He's cool, you know?
We've been around him.
Crazy thing is, right. Okay. So Stephen and Leanne Stephen was cellmates with Kimball. And Leanne had actually met him when he was released in 2002. Kimball.
Okay.
Leanne.
Yeah.
Okay. And according to Stephen, he had actually made a plan with Kimball to escape from prison. This is so dumb. And he told Kimball to go find Leanne once he had escaped and to fill her in on the plan. Again. No.
Yeah, no.
No.
No, don't do that.
So, he worked his charm and like, I guess he was kind of like, he had a good personality.
Yeah, or like charm. Yeah.
Yeah, he was charming. And so she wound up kind of feeling comfortable with him and felt like he was somebody who could protect her. So enough so that Leanne and Kimball actually planned a getaway to travel to the 5 states. Like,
okay,
I told you before. Yeah.
That makes a little more sense now.
Right. But before leaving, she called her sister and said, quote, "If anything bad happens to me, I want you to know that I love you."
Okay. Why are you doing
then
this
don't
then?
freaking go.
She obviously had a gut feeling that she shouldn't be doing it.
Right.
Also, wisdom says you don't get in the car alone with Hannibal. So, come on. Come on, Leanne.
I mean, that's what I would think. Okay. So, but she vanished after that. And a year later, the trail ran cold. And it wouldn't be until 2006 that they would find Leanne's body.
Oh, no.
Okay. So that was, what did I say? January? Okay, January of 2003. A month later, Jennifer Markham was a 25-year-old struggling single mom who worked as a stripper. She went to visit her boyfriend in prison.
Oh, man.
On February 17th, 2003. And he was actually in jail or in prison for drugs. He was a drug dealer.
Okay.
But after that visit, Jennifer vanished. It took months. Crazy.
Yeah.
For her family to contact police because she kind of lived like a crazy lifestyle and lived a little erratically and had taken off before.
Okay, but what about her kid?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's crazy that they didn't realize anything for months. That's a long time.
And actually, one of the things that I read just said like they interviewed the kid or whatever and he was like, I don't know, she moved out like a couple months ago. So I think he was probably like
old enough. That
he had to have been old enough and he was probably like, I don't know, my mom just takes off it.
Yeah. Oh, that poor kid.
For real.
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, so they eventually contact the police, and then a meeting is set up with the informant because this guy, Kimball, was actually sharing a cell with her boyfriend.
Well, of course he was.
Of course he was. Oh, and I said that about Leanne, but that wasn't true. That's what I was thinking. So sorry. I'm getting all these cases confused. Okay, but whatever. He had been released. Kimball had been released from prison to actually keep tabs on Jennifer, but she hadn't been heard from in weeks. I know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yep.
So
their trusted informant.
This is seriously blowing my mind. Yeah.
Okay, so Kimball tells federal agents that Jennifer had flown to New York to kill the drug dealer scheduled to testify against her boyfriend.
Okay.
Okay. He tells them that instead she was killed by those people and she was in New York, I guess. Whatever. The agents investigated and found her car was parked at DIA. It had been parked there for 37 days and was finally impounded after that time, but it appeared that she had never flown out of DIA.
So her car was just parked there, but she hadn't left.
There was also no cell phone activity on either hers or Kimball's phones after February 17th. And Jennifer's body has never been found.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Okay.
So did he ditch his phone probably?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I would get a burner phone.
Right.
Anyway.
If I were a murderer.
I would get a burner. Okay. That same month, so this is still February, Kimball met a woman named Laurie Mcleod, who was a regular at the Lodge Casino in Blackhawk, which I've never been to.
I've never been there either.
Okay.
My husband had his bachelor party there.
In Blackhawk? Or at the Lodge Casino?
In Blackhawk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, that's oddly coincidental.
Maybe I should take that back. My husband's never been there.
I've always wanted to go there. Everybody says it's fun.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I've been to the real Vegas, so just kidding.
Oh, okay. Fancy pants over here. This is a dumb microphone. Okay. So Laurie was totally taken with him. He was handsome, I guess. She called him a smooth talker, and she wound up giving him her number, and they started dating a week later.
Oh, no.
Days later, Laurie introduced Kimball to her daughter, Casey Mccloud. Casey was 19 years old, and she was a troubled teen. She actually moved with her aunt to Phoenix during high school and started using drugs, anything from prescription pills, like in the beginning, all the way up to meth.
That's so sad.
I know. Her friends started to notice a change in her demeanor. Meth. I mean,
that's also interesting that her friends weren't doing it with her.
Well, I think the good ones were probably like, hey, let's not do meth.
Yeah.
But she started running with a different crowd too.
Okay.
So she graduated in May of 2001 and winds up coming back to Colorado to live with her mom, but she was still hanging with like rough people. She winds up racking up $4,300 in fraudulent credit card charges.
Whoa.
Yeah. That summer, Laurie thought her daughter was starting to improve and like leave the drugs behind. She was, I guess when you take meth, smoke meth and
do meth.
Let's do meth. Oh, let's not do meth. Oh my gosh, that's the one I meant. I guess you get really skinny. So that was one of the things that her friends noticed. And her mom was like, oh my gosh, she's finally starting to like look better again. And she was eating. And she even started working at a Subway in Broomfield. So she was around food all the time. Yeah. But Kimball saw this as an opportunity to get Casey alone, this like rocky relationship with her mom, because Casey was, there were like pending charges for the credit card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Credit card fraud, I mean. So he used it to his advantage, which is so gross.
Well, it seems like it's something he did.
Yeah, because he's the worst.
Yeah.
So he shows up with a vial of white crystals, which was probably rock salt, and shows Laurie, and he's like, hey, what a bummer. Like, look what I found. Looks like you need to kick her out. So,
oh, no.
Right. So Casey goes to a Motel 6 in Thornton with her boyfriend on August 22nd. And Kimball shows up the following evening and he's like, hey, let me just take you to work real quick. No big deal. Let's get your shift done at Subway. But then Laurie finds out that her daughter never made it to work. She calls Kimball to help, but his phone is off. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
So, of course, the next day, the boyfriend's like, Casey got a ride with Kimball. But, of course, he denies it, saying, no, I was in the mountains alone. I was looking for spots to hunt.
I don't believe you.
That's weird. But are you going to believe the drug-dealing boyfriend?
Me? No, not ever. I'm not ever going to.
So the police are obviously hesitant to pick up this case because she's facing felony credit card fraud and she's a known drug user. Like, I mean, he picked the people who
high risk,
live a high risk lifestyle.
Yeah.
But Laurie's like, oh, my boyfriend can help. This is so odd. 8 days later, she and Kimball drive to Vegas and got married in a drive-through chapel.
What?
Mm-hmm. And it would be months later that Laurie started to question.
Who does that after your child goes missing?
I don't know. You don't want to, like, have a party after your kid goes missing for yourself?
I am like,
told you the story.
Who are these people? Who does stuff like this?
So, okay, like I said, months later, she starts to question her new husband's involvement in her daughter going missing.
Well, yeah, duh. Come on.
I mean, there's, crazy stuff. Okay. So we're in August. And actually, I take it back. We are in August, but this is the following year. Terry Kimball, who is Kimball's uncle, they call him Uncle Terry. Go figure. He actually came to Denver to work on a ranch in August of 2004. And he lived with Laurie and Kimball for a short time. And he actually stayed in Casey's room.
Okay, that's weird.
It's so cringe. And in September, Terry vanishes. Laurie came home to find his truck. Your mouth is just hanging open.
My mouth is open.
She comes home to find that his truck and his dogs were gone, but his clothes and tools were still at the house. So Kimball told his wife that Uncle Terry had won the Ohio lottery and ran off to Mexico with a stripper, as you do.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Oh, and her name was Ginger.
Oh, she had a name. He even, like, came up with a name.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. And by this point, hopefully, for sure, she's getting, like, too many people around him are disappearing.
I mean, one would think. So he also tells Laurie that that Uncle Terry is not coming back, that he's just gallivanting off to Mexico with his stripper, Ginger. His ginger stripper. I bet she was a ginger.
Okay, don't even say that right now. We're not even
Well,
gonna
you're
say
not
that.
a stripper.
No, I am not. I
But
am,
you're a
however, a
beautiful
ginger. Yeah.
Okay, so later that month, Terry's wife, spoiler alert, Terry was married. And he moved to Colorado.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, but they had to be like a little rocky. Wouldn't you think?
I mean, maybe sometimes people move to work
Without their
to make
spouse?
money. Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Okay, well, whatever. Josh is not allowed to do that.
Yeah. Neither is
Okay,
Trevor.
so she calls Kimball demanding to speak to her husband, and Kimball's like, oh, no, he won the lottery and he left you for a stripper.
Oh my gosh.
And so she actually, this is so bomb, she writes to the Ohio State Lottery. Yep. And is like, hey, can you confirm that my husband won? And they never got back to her, which is such a disappointment.
I mean,
because
that's kind
that's
of
a bomb.
I don't know that anyone's sitting there like, why would I respond to this?
Well,
they're probably thinking like your husband lied to you. Okay, he did not win the lottery, but don't you have proof of that?
Did they have like a mailing address or something? Like, how do you? Anyway,
I don't know. I guess.
But what's so great is that when she didn't hear back, she just filed for divorce.
These people. This is like. This is crazy.
It's great.
This is all real.
It's real.
All
this is real
stories.
Okay, so crazy thing, she never hears from Terry again. She has no idea where her dogs are.
I mean, he's not able to like sign the divorce papers.
No, so it's like no contest.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it wasn't until the following year that the divorce was granted, and she just like moved on with her life, that is
just bizarre.
bananas.
Yeah.
And no one ever reported Uncle Terry missing.
Okay.
They just believed him.
Why do people believe this guy?
He's a paid FBI informant.
But is he, though? Is that a lie, too? Because he lies an awful lot.
Actually, he did do, yes, he was, because he would get paid for it.
That's crazy. I am like...
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys listening right now, but I want to be Googling all this stuff. So I'm sure you guys are
don't yet.
If you're driving,
Don't
pull
give it a
over before you Google, but...
Like Patrick Hines always says, give it a goog. Okay, a year later, Kimball's dad, Virgil, excuse us while there's a motorcycle outside. Okay, so his dad's name is Virgil, which is tight. He gets an email from his brother, Terry, telling him he's loving Mexico and he's never coming back.
Oh my gosh.
Spoiler alert. I've said that too many times. I have to stop saying it. 2 years later, that email would be traced back to Kimball's computer.
Oh, surprise.
No kidding. Turns out in the weeks after Uncle Terry's, quote, disappearance, Kimball used his uncle's name and credit card and had written $23,000 in bad checks on Terry's account.
How?
I don't know. We legitimately wouldn't know how to do that.
No.
In March of 2006, Kimball actually fled Colorado for the Coachella Valley in California. Have you heard of Coachella?
Yeah. Well, okay. Have I heard of Coachella?
The FBI issued a warrant for his arrest on multiple probation violations and tracked him on his cell phone. Which I'm like, I wondered, like, does he have the same cell phone number, like, from start to finish, or is he getting burner phones?
I mean,
that's what
it sounds like he doesn't, but if he was an FBI informant, he must have had one that they were...
to be connected.
Yeah.
Man, you're so smart.
Oh, yeah. I'm really smart.
So Kimball was arrested in Riverside County, been there, after an 80-mile-an-hour chase with police. I'm just going to say that every time there's a place that I've been.
Been there.
And there was actually a standoff. Like, once he ran out of gas, like, he just sat in his car and they eventually got him to come out. But I'm like, come on. Where do you think you're going?
I feel like they always happen in California.
They really do. Though. Why?
I don't know.
Nobody's doing that in Indiana. I've never seen a high-speed chase in Indiana. Oh my gosh, you can quote me on that.
No one's doing that in Indiana.
Somebody put that in a meme. Okay. It was... Okay. So, okay. So the state starts to build a case against Kimball because they've got all these, like, crazy felony charges against this jackface butthole. So he was transferred back to Colorado in 2007.
Hopefully no kids were listening to that because...
I know, that went crazy.
Yeah.
It wasn't until 2006 that puzzle pieces started to fit together. And this is where the story is so amazing. Casey's dad, Rob, saw Jennifer Markham's name in an article. And he found out that both daughters were missing. Okay. So the dots start to connect. Scott Lee Kimball was married to Rob Mccloud's ex-wife, Laurie.
Okay.
They're all connected. Kimball was living in the house with Casey when she disappeared. The two fathers met Laurie Kimball in Wheat Ridge, and I wish you guys could see me because I'm talking like I'm Italian. I don't know what that's about.
All her hands.
Okay, so the two fathers meet Laurie Kimball in Wheat Ridge in October of 2006, and as they begin to do some digging, it dawned on Laurie, this is where it finally, light bulb, Uncle Terry had also gone missing.
Oh my gosh,
and
how did she not...
was the common denominator.
How did she not realize that?
I don't know. So weeks later, they would take their findings to the FBI, and they finally open an investigation. On September 29th, 2007, a hunter in I think it's Route. I didn't look. That was so...
silly.
Janky of me. National Forest just south of Walden.
Okay.
He found a human skeleton.
Oh.
However, the FBI wouldn't hear about these remains for 6 months.
What? Why? Oh, other law enforcement knew about them, not the FBI. Okay.
Not the FBI.
Got it.
These remains would later be found to be Casey Mccloud.
Oh, no.
I know. December 17th of 2008, Kimball made a deal with investigators that and they're still building the case, by the way. They're still like working.
To this day.
No. In 2008.
Oh,
like he was caught in 2006.
Okay.
And in 2008, they're still like
trying to,
because they want to nail him to the wall.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
That's always so crazy to me.
I know that takes so long.
It takes so long sometimes.
But there's so much stuff.
Yeah. Well, they want to make sure that they have enough to put him away, but
the show. Okay, so he makes a deal with investigators that he would tell them where all the bodies are. And in return, he would only get one charge of second-degree murder, which I'm like, bro.
Take that.
For show. Okay. In March 2009, Kimball leads them to Ann Emery's remains, but they are unable to locate Jennifer Markham's body. He swears it's nearby. But obviously, like, you're going to remember where you buried a body.
I mean, one would think.
I would think so. But after a second search, they are unable to find Jennifer's body. So the prosecutors in Boulder County revoke the deal.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. In June of 2009, Uncle Terry's body is found near Vail Pass. They had to wait because he told them where it was. Like, he drew a map, but they had to wait until the snow melted to go find him.
Oh, wait. He wasn't in Mexico then?
Shocking. And where was Ginger?
Oh, no. She didn't even exist. Come on, Andrea.
Oh, she didn't?
Just a lie. Just another lie.
Oh, man. I had thought he had his happily ever after. Okay, so a bullet fragment found at the scene was found to be consistent with Kimball's .40 caliber handgun. And in October that year, Kimball pled guilty to 2 counts of second-degree murder. That's not true. I can't remember. I wrote that down wrong. But anyway, second-degree murder in the deaths of Ann Emery, Jennifer Markham, Casey Mccloud, and Terry Kimball. He was sent. Oh, that's why. Because he never admitted to killing them. He said that he was involved. He did admit to killing Uncle Terry.
Oh, okay. Oh,
interesting. He was like, yeah, I totally killed my uncle. Okay. He was sentenced to 70 years in prison for those murders.
Wow.
Goodbye. However, police actually believe that Kimball is responsible for at least 21 murders in the Western states, including a case in Westminster where a woman was strangled and dismembered. Katrina Powell was 26, and she was killed in October 2004 and was found naked in an alley behind the Country Meadows strip mall. He'd cut off her hands.
Oh.
He is also, this is so crazy. They think maybe if this is him, this is when he started. He's being investigated in the 1984 unsolved murder of a 7-year-old girl named Tracy Maureen Neef. Oh. I know. She vanished when after her mom dropped her off at school in Thornton. So what do you know why they think he is linked to all of those? I don't. They're working on. Honestly, I think all the DNA stuff is
probably will
nail that guy, you know?
Yeah.
But he is serving quite a bit of time. He was convicted of those 4 murders and is currently serving 70 years, plus 48 years for fraud and 70 months for a federal gun charge.
Oh, wow.
So he's
in there.
Not getting out.
Thank you, Lord.
Right?
I don't want him to get out.
No, but it's going to be so interesting. I mean, I feel like, we're in all of the like true crime, everything, discussions
all the things,
on Facebook.
Discussions, yeah.
But I feel like every single day you see at least one new DNA case that's a cold case that's solved by DNA.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
you think it'll start to make sense, and
it's crazy that you only hear about the 4 and then to be able to, if they think there's 21,
that is really crazy to me.
Bonkers.
And also that seems like he has like a similar MO, but yet a different MO. Like how he goes for high risk, it seems, but he also like kills them all differently.
Well, and the little girl, he was only 17. If that were him.
If that is him. Yep. Oh my gosh.
And so maybe he was like perfecting his whatever, you know? Ugh. The worst. So
I do not like him.
No. I don't think I'd be friends with a dude named Hannibal.
Nope. I'm not.
So yeah, that's the serial killer Scott Lee Kimball.
Have the FBI ever come out with a statement about like the fact that he was an informant and talk about that at all?
I didn't see any FBI statements in anything that I saw, but it was like once they started to piece everything together that, oh my gosh, he's the common denominator. That's when they start to like revoke his privileges. And,
well, yeah.
Like he's no longer in protection.
Yeah. Let's
kick
him right out.
He's the worst.
He is the worst. Man, that was crazy. That is a crazy story. On and on. I seriously am going to go Google that.
I know you have to, because it's just like, I had like 47 tabs open today because I was like, I want to start.
I always have all the tabs open.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. So, but look for the timeline.
Always. Okay, I will.
Go look for a timeline.
Yeah, I need to. Yeah. I'm going. That's going to change my life.
So yeah, that's my case for you.
Well, go check out our Facebook discussion group.
It's so much fun.
We will be posting about this case. We can kind of talk about it, and maybe I'll post some of the stuff I find on the Googles for you guys.
Yeah, that'd be great. And go follow us on our Instagram at Mile High Murder Podcast. And then if you're around, we'll let you know about our live show, our live recording, and you can come.
Yeah.
Have a beer with us.
Hopefully some of you want to come hang out with us.
Yeah, we want to hang out with you guys. It'd be so fun. All right. Well, we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Bye.